Okay, welcome back to the DocOva channel. In this video, we are going to have a look at the HTML code element. It's the ability to add HTML to your forms, pages, subforms. Okay, let's go. Usual, we're going to go into the element demos application. I'm going to open up form elements. This is a form element. It's a page and subform element as well. And we're going to scroll down here to HTML code. Okay, I'm going to open up the HTML code demo document that I created. Okay, let's just read it off. This is an example of adding a chunk of HTML into a form. The example below is a table with style applied to it by adding an inline style section. If you remember, we also did that in the cText example. And below there too, I said here's some HTML added directly in line with some text on the form. So this is bold. Okay, so there's some HTML around that bold line. Now, you wouldn't need to do that because we have all the controls to do bolding and stuff like that. This is just an example. All right, so let's open up the Element Demos app in the app builder. And let's go to what will we say this is? Forms and like FHTML. Let's see. FHTML code. There it is. Okay, so when you add some, I'm just going to go here and we're going to find the HTML. So you can see the HTML code here. And so it's just an element, just like any other form element, where you can drag and drop it onto your form somewhere. And then as I click on it, you'll see that I can start adding HTML. Okay, so I'm just typing here and I can start doing a style. And you know, the code or the element that you drag and drop onto your form will do a syntactical check of what you're typing to make sure that you know, the form of your HTML is fine, so all your tags are closed and everything like that, right? So it is an editor basically built in to the DocOva sort of form editor, okay? An editor within an editor. Okay, so let me click on the one below. You can see here, and it's giving me a little informational tag here in the margin. So just to show you that this element in and of itself is like its own little syntactical editor. Okay, and part here is a CSS style that I've typed in. And then down here is just the table that I've created. And so if we go back to the form, just have a look at what that looks like. It's just this table, and the cells of the table are gray. That's what I did here. So the border is 1 pixel black, and then the background color is this C3, which is a gray. And the width of it is 50% I've put, right? So just to show you that you can drag and drop. And so what this shows is that you can put chunks of HTML into your form. Again, in case you know, you run into the pickle where DocOva doesn't handle everything that you need, that it really gives you the flexibility to do specifically what you need on a form or page. And the thing is that you know, the Sudoku game in DocOva, which is an app in the App Store, and you can add it, you can check it out, is really an example of copying, pasting an example off the internet of HTML and CSS and JavaScript. And so if you already have some things somewhere, it makes it really easy to add them to your application, in that you can just copy and paste them in. And so if we're talking about CSS or HTML in this case, I mean, you can do your own CSS library and include it on the form, right? But just to show that you can also do a lot of things in line and in chunks. So you can have part of DocOva design and part HTML and part of your own HTML here and stuff, so you can really mix it up, and really it's unlimited to what you can imagine, what you can do. Really what we're trying to do is enable the citizen developer to be able to do whatever they need, enable the pro developers to be able to do whatever they need and be able to do it all quickly, right? So that you're focusing on the tougher parts of doing an application and not so much the UI. So much time is spent on the UI and how an application should operate for a user. And really the nuts and bolts of it is a small part, but we spend so much time doing all the rest of it, right? So .gov is meant to help you do that a lot faster. And then at the very bottom here, you can see where I've just typed in some text and said, here's some HTML directly added in line. So this is just typing, just as you would any of your labels or anything like that on a form. But you'll see that I put bold tags directly in line inside the P on the form. All right, so just to show that you can use tags like that in HTML directly in DocOva 2 really easily. All right, so that's all I wanted to show right now about the HTML code form element, how easy it is to add, and how it really adds a lot of flexibility if you need it, right? I mean, DocOva is very powerful in its user interface in terms of what you can create and put together in its own, proprietary or built-in HTML elements. I mean, form elements. But just to say that, if you have to get outside of that box, that we don't inhibit that. We encourage it, and we have the components to help you do that quickly and easily. All right, so that's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell so that you're notified of subsequent videos that we post out. And above all, leave a comment, ask a question. All right, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining me.